hello.
Yo, I'd like to welcome you to the King of the Hill podcast.
Yo, what's up?
What is going on? So, really appreciate you joining the show. It's funny. Our last 3 callers, we had 2 people don't give a care about nothing with this hurricane. The last person was like fully prepared, sandbags, water. You know, they had a leak in their roof, but they didn't really worry about it too much, right? So my question is, where are you at with the hurricane right now? Or do you feel safe? Did you take the necessary precautions? What's going on?
Honestly, I would say I'm right in the middle. Like, I didn't sandbag. I'm not in a flood zone. I'm looking out my window. There's like little baby puddles.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But I brought everything inside, you know, and like I'm stocked up on food. So I'll put myself in the middle. Like, I know that it's not a joke. I'm not going to go play outside. But at the same time, I also know like the risk of my specific place flooding is fine. My parents, though, they're in Tampa.
Oh
so
my gosh. No.
It's a little more serious for them.
Yo, y'all got to go fund me? Like, what's going on?
No, that's fine. So they're actually like, they're near Plant City. So like it's inland. So they don't have to worry about flooding. It's just more like when things start flying.
Yeah.
But I mean, the house has survived like all the other hurricanes. So, I mean, they're just, you know, as we like to say, hunkering down.
But this is like the first real hurricane in like maybe the last 10, 20 years. You know, we're talking about Category 5, right? We're talking Charlie. We're talking Katrina, right? And I guess for you, what do you think your preparation was when it came to like, you know, food and everything like that? Because I feel like in the media, you know, it's like they told us about this hurricane 2 days ago, right? So do you feel like you was urgent about it, or just like, hey, you know, let me kind of grab what I can grab?
I wasn't urgent at all. Like, I went to the grocery store last night and I grabbed some bread and that's it. Because I already had water, you know, and I knew I wasn't going to be locked into my house. So if I lose power, then I'll just go somewhere else, you know,
my gosh.
after the storm passes, because it's not going to sit on top of us. Like, it's not like we're going to get days and days and days of hurricane weather. Like, it's going to be bad probably for the next 24 or 36 hours. Like, I can survive 24, 36 hours without electricity. I have peanut butter jelly sandwich. I have tuna,
gosh.
you know.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Bro, this is a Category 5. But I woke up this morning,
it's
right?
Category 4 now.
Oh, my gosh. Bro, they don't know.
It'll be
Nobody
like
knows.
Category 1 by the time it hits us.
Man, they don't know that. They said it was a 3, and then they said it was a 5, then they said it was a 4. Nobody knows. All we know is a hurricane's going to hit us. That's the only thing we know right now, right? And we talking about peanut butter jelly sandwiches and I'm going to just go to the next person's house. I talked to the last 2 people. They're just like, oh, well, if a hurricane comes, I'll just go to the next person's house and then the next person's house. But everybody's saying the same thing. Like, what is going on?
Yep. That's exactly what we're going to do. I mean, if I lose power, once everything passes, I'll just slide on to the next. And my parents do the same thing. If they lose power, they're coming up here this weekend.
So explain to me, like, why do Floridians not fear hurricanes? Because, you know, people listening from Colorado or something, right? They're going to be like, they seen a hurricane. They're like, you know, they're doing every precaution, right? But Floridians, they seem to, I guess, not care as much, right? So where does that bias come from when it comes to Floridians?
I mean, I wouldn't say all Floridians don't care. I just think you have to be aware of where you live. You know, like my parents' house is not in a flood zone. It's on top of a hill. My dad makes sure that all the trees nearby are chopped if they're dead and so forth. And if there's any debris, he picks it up. And so the most we've ever suffered from hurricanes was just power loss. But like my grandparents, who also live in Tampa, they live more in West Tampa, closer to the flood zones. So they've always evacuated during a hurricane. So it really just depends on where you live. I think like the issue is people live in these flood zones. They live on the beach. They live where it floods for a regular, you know, storm, and then they think they're going to be fine when they're predicting an actual storm surge. Like, no, that's stupid. You know, like this is dumb. Like if I live in Daytona, if I live in St. Pete, where it's going to flood, like you better get up out of there.
You say get up out of there.
Ain't no, oh, let me just sit this out. Like,
Let me
you're
just
not
sit this
walking
out.
through 8 feet of water. And you don't know what's in the water? Oh, no.
Hey, bro, them gators, you never know. Bro, them gators.
Forget gators. What if the water's electrically charged?
Hey.
What if there's a power line in the water? You know, like, what if there's debris in there?
Hey.
Forget the animals.
Forget the animals.
Shoot, that's the last thing you got to worry about because they not stunting you. Like, no. So, like, where I live right now, here in Orlando, there's not flooding. There's no water near me. So I might have to worry about, like, a tree or something like that. But, I mean, that's fine. I don't own this place. This is an apartment.
So okay. So let's say right now because our last caller, right, they had like a little leak in their roof, right? Let's say there's a leak in your roof right now from like hurricane water. Are the maintenance people coming? Like, what do you think?
They're probably not going to come right now. No.
Oh my goodness. So your whole apartment is going to be flooded in. No firefighters. No. You just like, what are you going to do?
I'm going to have to go upstairs.
Yo, what?
We got neighbors. Friendly neighbors.
Friendly neighbors.
So,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So okay, so
I'll probably try to unplug everything to make sure there's nothing that catches on fire if they don't cut the power off from the leak.
They would. So
I mean, that's if they know about it, you know, but if they're paying attention. But I'll probably try to unplug everything and yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit in here while it floods.
So we're talking, so for Hurricane Milton, we're talking about like 6 to 8 foot floods, right? I don't know how tall you are, but I know you're not over 6 foot, right? So let's say, right, you're outside and all the roads are flooded in, and there's no electricity, right? So you can't drive nowhere, and you can't call well, you can call people with the little charge you got left, right? Like, what's the game plan? Like, you got propane, you got a grill, you got a little portable skillet, you got candles. Like, what's going on that first week where you can't go nowhere and it's just flood waters?
I don't have any of that. I don't have any. I have candles, but I don't have any portable propane or anything. I'll probably just go upstairs. I mean, I live in a 5-floor apartment building, so I have a friend. That lives. Well, I live on the first floor, but my friend lives on the 5th floor. Oh my
gosh! So, and you live on the first floor? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but again, I'm not in a flood zone. Like, even if it storms here, it doesn't flood.
So I guess that from what I'm understanding is Floridians aren't really scared of hurricanes because they're not. I guess they're just not scared of the water. They're not scared of I guess their life being harmed in any way. It seems like. I mean, I guess Floridians are only scared of hurricanes, like you said, if they're on the coast or if they're in a flood zone. But everybody else, like my last caller, they're talking about hurricane parties. Like, what's going on? Like, what is going on?
No, that's just crazy. No. I mean, I don't think you should be in fear. Like, that's dumb, but I also wouldn't take it lightly. Yeah. Like, again, it's not like I'm going to be strolling out on the street, windows broad open, but I'm also, like, I know the facts of my area. The only thing, even if there's a tornado, like, I live in a building, like a large building. So the chances of my roof getting blown off, very small. Like, so I just know based off of where I live. Now, say if I live somewhere else, there might be different concerns,
Yeah.
But considering where I live, I don't have necessarily much to be afraid of.
So I guess talk to me through your rations, right? If you chose to go getting food last night, right? Talk me through your rations. Like, what you said, peanut butter and jelly, but I know you gotta have a little bit more than that. Right. So talk me through your food. Talk me through your closet. Well, not your closet, but that sounds weird. Talk me through your pantry. Right. What kind of food do you got? What do you think is your most valuable item? Right. If things get too bad, are you willing to share food with like people in your other, rooms? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, really, I have food that you need to cook. Like, I have raw meat in the freezer and so forth, just from grocery shopping from last week. So if my power goes out, I can't use that stuff. So outside of the perishables, I mean, I have like 8 10 cans of tuna.
Okay.
I have 2 loaves of bread, peanut butter jelly. I have ham, like the deli ham, cheese and stuff. So, I mean, that should last me a little while.
All right.
It ain't enough for multiple people, though.
All right. So you got a little Subway going on at your house. PBJs, tuna fish sandwiches. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's only for you. So if it's like, let's say your neighbor's like, yo, I got no food. Yo, let me get a tuna fish sandwich. Right? Like, are you offering that if the CDC come out and be like, hey, no power for 2 weeks, or like what's going on?
2 weeks is crazy, but I mean, I don't even have enough food for one person for 2 weeks, so definitely not.
So so people knocking, you not even opening your door. You're just like, what's mine is mine.
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh my gosh.
No, not around here. I am a woman.
You gotta have a taser or something. I mean, I don't know. All I know is, right, anytime when we talk about it, when I'm talking to people about this hurricane, they talking about how great Orlando is and how everybody's gonna help the community and how we're gonna do this and that, and I'm gonna go to my Auntie Jack's house and she's gonna have food and all this extra stuff, right? But if it really gets bad, like I think it might be, I feel like it's gonna be every man for himself. If them streets start flooding and the power go out, man, don't be knocking on my door. I ain't got no food for you.
Don't knock on my door unless you bringing food with you.
I guess my last question for you would be, what's your worst case scenario, for the storm? Do you have a worst case scenario? Like,
yeah, I think my biggest concern is making sure that no trees or any debris come flying through the windows. Like, there's been a lot of tornadoes coming up and down the East Coast. So if anything of that sort happens, then, I mean, I won't have a choice. I'll have to vacate the premises. So I have a plan B, like an immediate plan B. If I need to, I'll go upstairs to the roommates. Well, not the roommates, but the neighbors. Mm-hmm. And then once the actual weather clears up, then I'll head to either some family or some friends until I can get any repairs made. That's probably the worst case scenario. I don't expect any flooding, but I can't predict debris.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So overall, if you're thinking about your safety right now, A, B, C, D, you're at like a B plus. You think for the most part, I'm good. But worst case scenario, I got this or that, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. A lot different from that. You're about in the middle, First person I call, hurricane parties, drinking, partying. Then the next person was like OD military, like the shutters on the doors and everything, right? And then you're just like, hey, if it happens, it happens, but I got a plan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But we appreciate you joining the call. Best of luck here out in Hurricane Milton. I think it's going to drop down the next few hours or so. So prayerfully you keep your electricity. Hopefully them tuna sandwiches are good. And we really appreciate you joining the call.
Not a problem. Y'all stay safe too.
Thank you. Have a good one. Okay. So, we got somebody in the middle, right? In the middle, not too much of, grabbing everything you need, right? But not too much of not caring, about in the middle. And I think that's where most Floridians, they'll kind of fall in the range of. It's just like, okay, I don't want to do too much, but I want to do enough where I'm safe, right? Or I feel safe, right? Because if I was on the coast, best believe I'm the first one out of there, right? But at the same time, it's just like, I do want to be cautious about what's going on. I mean, I grab my sandbags, I got my water, I got food, propane to grill, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at, but everybody's a little bit different, so we got a couple more callers in here, guys. Appreciate you guys still joining the show. We're going to get to our next person shortly.